Awake, responsive, and recovering. That's what we know about Tiger Woods, who is resting at a Southern California hospital after a horrifying car crash on Tuesday that left him with some serious injuries. Our Lauren Zima is standing by with the latest. Lauren?
Thanks, Denny and Deidre. Yes, we are outside of Harbor UCLA Medical Center. This is where Tiger Woods is resting comfortably right now after undergoing major surgery on Tuesday, right after his catastrophic car crash. Now, we've gotten a lot of updates in the past several hours. Last night, Woods' official Twitter account released a statement that included a quote and some information from the chief medical officer here at this trauma center. He explained the details of some of Woods' injuries, which we'd heard about earlier in the day. Earlier in the day, we'd learned that he had serious injuries to his legs. I was at the press conference where the sheriff and the fire chief and even the deputy who was the first on scene spoke about Woods. And what they did say was that he was lucid when they first approached him, that he knew his name, he had his mental whereabouts. And so they made the choice to wait for fire to extract him from the car safely. And then they got him to this trauma center where they knew that he would get the best care possible. And they felt confident doing that because he seemed to be in stable condition. So he's here. And now what we've learned is what happened here, or at least some of it. That chief medical officer explained that Woods had the type of fractures that were both open and multiple fractures. What that essentially means, and he used some more technical language, but the bones were broken in multiple places, and in some places they were protruding through the skin. So these were not easy injuries, and we did know that. It looks like Tiger potentially has a long road to recovery ahead. We don't know specifics on what happened to his left leg. We only kind of heard about what happened in surgery to the right leg. So that's open-ended. We don't know if more procedures are ahead. All we know for right now is that he is resting comfortably and seems to be in stable condition here at the trauma center, which, of course, fans the world over are incredibly happy to hear. We know that he underwent that procedure. We know that the crash is still under investigation. One thing that we did learn from the press conference also yesterday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, was the sheriff did say that Woods appeared to be going at a very high speed. He said that there were not any signs of braking. There were no skid marks on the road. We do know that Woods' vehicle appeared to hit a median, to hit a sign, to flip at least multiple times before coming to a stop. And the deputy who arrived first on scene said that he thought Tiger Woods was lucky to be alive after the accident that he went through. The question now, of course, is what's next? What about his golf career? I think that fans, of course, have that on their mind. We do know that Tiger had just had his 5th back surgery procedure in December. So his body was already in a state of recovery, as it has been for years. And he had just given an interview on CBS where he said he was going to try to make it to the Masters in April. That depended on his recovery, his work with therapists. I don't know what this means from here. I'm not an expert, but one thing we do know about Tiger Woods is that he has undergone serious injuries before, undergone procedures before, and he's come back and done things like won the Masters, which he did in 2019. So I think everybody's rooting for Tiger, cheering for him, and hoping for the best, but definitely more to come and more to monitor on what his career means from here. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lauren. You guys can tune into ET's broadcast for more with Lauren and also, of course, the latest Tiger updates.
Of course. Now, as Lauren mentioned, there's of course a lot of questions remaining about Tiger's recovery. Earlier this morning, ET spoke with orthopedic surgeon Dr. Neil Gadadra. He opened up about the injuries, and here's what he had to say when he was asked about whether Tiger will have the opportunity to play golf professionally again.
It is Tiger Woods. He's gone through so much, he's been through so much, and he always comes out on top. In this particular situation, if the fractures heal, which they should, I do expect him to fully recover and come back and play. The one issue we have, though, is in a crush injury like this, if he has any nerve or vessel damage or major soft tissue damage, that to me is a bigger concern than the bones, because the bones will heal.
As you can imagine, so many people have really shown their support for Tiger via social media. A lot of celebrities, of course, also tweeting their condolences and good thoughts to the golf pro, including a number of celebs who apparently were actually with Tiger the day before the accident, like Dwayne Wade. He had been reacting to the news of Tiger's accident and opened up about how much the golf icon means to him. Again, the former NBA star who was just on the golf course with Tiger on Monday opened up about the moment and how Tiger has influenced him on Inside the NBA last night.
I picked up the golf club like many in the black community because of Tiger Woods. And I got that opportunity yesterday to get out there and get him, he taught me a few things. Hopefully it translates. But, to be out there with, the GOAT in my eyes, in their sport, it was a great day. And then I woke up today so proud to be able to post that moment, for the world to be able to get like a little snippet of our moment together. And I took a nap and I woke up and I woke up to the news. So just my prayers go out to him, and hopefully a speedy recovery for him, and hopefully get a chance to get back to doing what he loves to do, and that's playing a game of golf.
So, of course, Dwayne Wade from the world of basketball, Tiger really transcends the entire world of sports. And if you heard just how much he meant to a basketball player like Dwayne Wade, imagine how much he means, especially to the golf community. So enter Justin Thomas. He spoke with the media yesterday, and he got pretty emotional talking about Tiger. Take a listen.
I'm sick to my stomach. It hurts to see one of now my closest friends, get in an accident, and man, I just hope he's all right. Just worry for his kids. I'm sure they're struggling.
As you can imagine, this struck a chord with people who love the sport of golf, who look up to Tiger, who also have their own kids. A lot of people impacted by this accident. And there were so many celebrities that also tweeted their prayers out to Tiger and his family after we learned about the crash, including Alex Rodriguez, Janet Jackson, and Tiger's ex-girlfriend, Olympic skier Lindsey Vonn, are just a few who expressed their well wishes. Also, former President Barack Obama, he tweeted writing, "Here's to a speedy recovery for the GOAT of golf. If we learned anything over the years, it's to never count Tiger out." But of course, the big question remains, all things considered, Deidre, what this could mean for Tiger's future. As Barack Obama pointed out, as Lauren Zima pointed out, as so many people have pointed out, you can't rule Tiger out. He has gone through multiple knee surgeries, multiple back surgeries. Of course, he's had his fair share of his own controversies and personal drama, and there was the 2017 arrest for DUI. All of these shortcomings that led to him winning more championships, and so he is really, I feel like there was a huge goal of Tiger and for fans of the game to see him break Jack Nicklaus's record. Jack has 18 current major championships to his name. Tiger has 15. Tiger also has 82 PGA Tour victories, which means he's tied with Sam Snead for the most wins in PGA Tour history. So a lot of people hoping they see him back on the greens. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan himself stressed that the most important thing right now, though, is Tiger's recovery.
Well, you just said it. Tiger's a human being. Tiger's had some really difficult injuries. The most important thing is his well-being. When Tiger wants to talk about the golf, we'll talk about the golf. All the energy right now is going to be poured into supporting him in the days and months ahead.
I'm ready to see him on the green again.
Absolutely, absolutely. And my husband is such a golf enthusiast, and I kind of by proxy have become such a fan. It's so relaxing to watch golf on TV. I'm always rooting for Tiger. It's been so exciting to see him really kind of come back. Like Lauren mentioned, he won the 2019 Masters Championship, which was such a big deal. So, people like you and me, we're full of confidence. We want to see Tiger make a full recovery and get back out there. As for ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, he wasn't quite as optimistic about it. Take a listen to what he said on Good Morning America.
I think this could be the end of an era. I think it's a lot to ask. If anybody can overcome it, he definitely can, and we have to understand that. But it is a tall task at age 45. You're talking about with the cracked ankles and the broken leg and what have you. You're talking about at least a 2 to 3 year removal from the sport. And in light of that reality, along with the young Lions that have been around, that have been doing their thing in recent history, it really, really is a tall task to expect him to come back from this on a professional level.
As much as I said I would love to see him on the green, I still stand by that. But Steven Smith does make a good point that it is a tall order, considering just everything he's put his body through. I think when we see athletes at the height of their sport, at the height of their game, at the height of their superpowers, we think they're superhuman, And Tiger has proved that many, many, many times. And so I think that's why I remain optimistic that this isn't the end of his career. But that's all to say that it certainly will be a long journey before I think we get to see him compete professionally again. We learned on Sunday, he told CBS that, he's awaiting an MRI of his most recent MRI after a 5th back surgery to make sure that he is full of health and that he could actually return to the game. He was hoping he can compete in the Masters in April, but something tells me it will be a lot longer before we get to see him play again.
I think there's one thing that we cannot dispute. It's that Tiger is the GOAT, GOAT.
That's right.
And seeing him compete in December, having those special moments with his son out on the golf course, and those are the moments that as sports fans, I think really electrify us and get us really excited. So I am keeping my fingers crossed. Of course, everyone at ET is sending Tiger all the best vibes in the world for a healthy and speedy recovery.